Girls, sit down because this is not just gossip anymore. This is turning into something way bigger, and the way it's unfolding is actually insane. So first of all, let's talk about 50 Cent. You already know how he moves. He's not one of those people who just throws shade and disappears. No, when he comes for someone, he stays on their neck until something breaks. And right now, he's not just trolling. He's applying pressure in a way that feels very intentional. And the target this time?
Jay-Z.
Now, normally people would laugh this off because, let's be real, Jay-Z has built his entire image on being untouchable. He doesn't respond. He doesn't react. He just lets things die on their own. That's been his whole strategy for years, and honestly, it worked every time. But this situation feels different because 50 is not just talking, he's posting, he's hinting. He's basically saying things out loud that people usually only whisper. And the craziest part? He's tying it back to Diddy Combs. And we already saw how that whole situation went down. That's what's making people nervous, because 50 already went after Diddy before everything collapsed publicly. And now he's using that same energy, that same tone, that same kind of jokes, but aimed at Jay-Z. That's not random. Then comes the part where it gets even more uncomfortable. 50 starts hinting that Jay-Z has stepped into a position similar to Diddy, talking about these private, exclusive, men-only parties. The kind of stuff that sounds vague at first, but the more you think about it, the darker it starts to feel. And he's not saying it like a rumor. That's the thing, he's saying it like, I know something. And when someone like 50 talks like that, people pay attention. Now add this to the mix. He's working on a documentary. Not just any documentary, but one where he claims he has evidence, witnesses, actual people willing to speak. And let me tell you something. Once the word witness enters the conversation, everything changes. Because now it's not just jokes anymore. Now it's, okay, what does he actually have? And here's where things get even more interesting. Apparently, after 50 dropped that Diddy documentary, it hit so hard that Jay-Z's legal team actually sent a warning letter.
Pause. Think about that.
A documentary about someone else, and Jay-Z's lawyers are already stepping in. That alone tells you he's watching everything very closely. But here's the weird part. Even with all this going on, Jay-Z himself hasn't said a single word. Not one. No denial, no statement, no interview, nothing, just silence. And usually that silence used to feel powerful, like, I'm above all this. But now it's starting to feel different. It's starting to feel like he doesn't know what to say. Because think about it, if he speaks, he gives 50 Cent exactly what he wants. He turns it into a real feud and brings attention to everything. But if he stays quiet, all these claims just keep stacking up, and people start filling in the gaps themselves. That's the trap. Because now it's not just about what's being said, it's about what's not being said. And this is where it starts getting messy from every direction at once. Because it's not even just 50 anymore. While all of this is happening, something else quietly enters the conversation. The government released a massive batch of documents connected to Jeffrey Epstein. Millions of files, thousands of videos, images, just a huge dump of information. Inside all that, there was a report, an anonymous tip, and the name Jay-Z showed up in it alongside Harvey Weinstein. Before anyone jumps, the report itself is weak. Even the authorities said some tips could be unreliable or unclear, and the person who gave the